right, for updates on sports across the globe, Aaron Akerjala joins us. Aaron, great to have you.
Yes, good morning to you, Rufai, and good morning to you, Doctor, and more importantly, good morning to you, Adesua. Happy end of the year day to you all as we celebrate the final day of the year, and quite eventful, I must actually say. Let's get straight into it. We were talking about this yesterday, and of course, it literally did come to pass. The fact that the Spurs versus Fulham game that was supposed to happen at the Craven Cottage did not hold, and with the game being postponed less than 3 hours from the due time, and Jose Felix Morillo was not entirely happy about that, and he even went on to share a post on Instagram, actually venting out his frustration because the players were already in the stadium, were already priming themselves up for that particular kickoff. Then the announcement actually came that, as it stands right now, 6 players from the Fulham team and 4 officials actually are down with COVID-19. That wasn't enough initially to be able to stop the game, because we've been saying this, that you need at least 14 players to be able to prosecute a match day. And they still had that particular quota, but they were looking at the fact that they were saying some of the players were down with symptoms of COVID-19, although their result hadn't come in yet. So in the interest of the Tottenham team and also the league itself, they felt it was wise for them to have postponed this. And this is what Morillo had to say. Match at 6. If they can actually help us with that one previously, they said match at 6. And we still don't know if we'll play the best league in the world. Of course, Morillo taking the flak at the English Premier League, who decided that the game will not go on. Just some few hours to kick off. Those were the players in the Craven Cottage yesterday, all lounging, because Ledley King in the picture there on the phone, and some of the players in the background there. Ultimately, that did not happen, and the game was postponed. And right now, Tottenham will be turning their attention to the game against Leeds United on Saturday, with the hope of probably getting back into line, because understanding that Liverpool did draw yesterday against Newcastle United has probably blown the title race wide open to everyone, although Liverpool are still leading on the table with 3 points, which seems a little bit, which is not the true reality of the game, because you can see that several players or several teams are yet to prosecute their games as much as Liverpool have. So at the moment, Liverpool are holding a lead on the table because they've played more games at the moment. Moving away from that, some news actually coming in, and that's the fact that Burnley has been taken over by a group called the ALK Capital Group. They've taken over 85% of the shares in that particular club. And so guys will be happy about this, because that will mean more money will come to the club. That will mean that certainly in the transfer window, they will be able to buy players, and they might be able to stop relegation. Alan Pace, the man who is in charge of the ALK Capital, certainly is a man who has been around football. He was He was one-time president, at the MLS team, talking about Real Salt Lake, and he will bring that particular experience, and he says he wants to bring a hands-on approach to the game, and hopefully they can help the Toughmore fans stay relegation, because right now things have not really gone their way. Like last season, they struggled. This season also, they are struggling. Maybe they might get their acts right in the second half of the season, but at the moment they will need a massive injection of cash. Moving away from that quickly, guys, let's bring this one in. Gladys Mahat, there were debates about this, and yesterday one man was included in the Queen's New Year honor list, talking about Lewis Hamilton. As a matter of fact, I beg your pardon, Sir Lewis Hamilton, as he will be called from now onwards for his monumental feat in the Formula One circuit. He's been the most successful driver, having won 94 races. He won his 7th title at the Turkish Grand Prix. You look at all that and say to yourself, this man is deserving of the award. Toto Wolff, his principal, has said that he has not just only led on the circuit, but off it. We know that he's always been a campaigner. Black Lives Matter, EndSARS was always front and center with Lewis Hamilton. He's been a massive ambassador. He's used his role as one of the most outspoken sportsmen out there to always lend a voice to topical issues, and I must say kudos to him time and time again, and I think well deserved. Sir Lewis Hamilton, and what a great one for the man who is just 35 years of age, still has a lot to offer the Formula One circuit. Let's see how he actually goes. Moving away from that quickly, now to the NBA. One man also led yesterday. LeBron James with 26 points yesterday on his 36th birthday. And that particular shot you're seeing right now decided to make it very, very pivotal for him, knowing that at the moment LeBron James has also inched his name into the record books in the NBA. And that jump shot was just phenomenal, and it will go down in history, because if they can actually help us with the next slide, it actually explains something about LeBron James, which is the fact that right now he's actually made the most, as a matter of fact, the most of any NBA players with top 10 plays in the history of the NBA. He's had 1,010 points, more than 10 points consecutively in every regular season of the NBA, which is the most. The second is Michael Jordan with 866, then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with 787. So you look at that, LeBron James arguably one of the best players. I will say Michael Jordan still is, because of what he has done. And those that actually have a doubt about the Jordan-LeBron James rivalry, or who is better, or who is the GOAT in the sport, should probably watch The Last Dance. It explains a lot about the legacy of Michael Jordan and what he's done. But LeBron James, at the moment, he is the best player in the NBA as we speak.
LeBron.
Yes. Okay. We put up some other results from the NBA that actually came up yesterday, and some of them this morning. But moving away from the LA Clippers continued their fine form with a win over the Trailblazers, 128-105. Some other results that actually came in also saw the Mavericks losing to the Hornets, 118-99. Now, moving away from that to the La Liga, the Spanish Premier Division actually saw Atletico de Madrid end the season on top of the table with a win from Luis Suarez, scoring his 11th goal in the season for the Rojo Blanco. Yesterday also, Elche held Real Madrid to a 1-0 draw. Real Madrid kind of inconsistent this season, and I'm not really looking like an entirely massive contest for them, because Atletico Madrid on top of the table right now, and they will be taking that one and saying thank you very much. Real Madrid are second on the table, then Barcelona are somewhere there in the pecking order. Now, bringing it down to Nigeria, let's actually talk about just one game was played yesterday in Rivers State in Port Harcourt, as a matter of fact, as Rivers United beat Rangers International, and a penalty from Fortune getting the only goal in that particular game yesterday. So moving away from that, since we're talking about the Nigeria Professional Football League, that's the table there. Quickly, Ojo Judy Gallo, today is his last day. Now, this picture will always go down. This was he driving into the Carrington Centre in Manchester, where he was to put pen to paper to sign that massive deal. And I must say, his time, I think he first had 6 months, which was extended another further 6 months, with 19 games played, 5 goals scored. Ojo Judy Gallo, I must say, he's fulfilled his dream, and he's made Nigerian proud, if you'd ask me, because he showed that if he was given more minutes, he would have scored more goals. As a matter of fact, he's only played 1 minute this season. That was in the UEFA Champions League game against Paris Saint-Germain. But I must say, from tomorrow, he should be heading back to China.
Aaron, well, first let me say congratulations to Sir Louis, as he will now be referred to as for that. Phenomenal player. He already has an MBE, and now he will be knighted, and the only person on the New Year's honours list that is going to get a knighthood, and the fourth in his own line of business, who will be knighted by the Queen. Now, there was some politics about his eligibility for it, when some people started complaining that he lives in a tax haven in Monaco, and that does not show enough patriotism. But you recall that British Prime Minister Boris Johnson then decided to grant him a reprieve by putting him on the diplomatic and overseas list. But as you pointed out, his distinction cannot be controverted. You already mentioned his support for the Black Lives Matter movement. He has also been very outspoken in promoting diversity, in sports, and that, I think, is very important. Now, Liverpool, they were very slack against West Brom, and they were also very sloppy yesterday. Is this something about away matches for Liverpool, although Klopp is saying that he's satisfied with their performance. Do you have any information about what their problem is? But finally, it's good that you brought Nigerian stories. But I wanted to ask you, there was a press release issued by the Ministry of Youth and Sports that Nigeria is going to go to the Tokyo Olympics in about 6 months' time just to participate in 11 sports events in which we have comparative advantage and where we can get a podium finish. Which 11 sports events are those ones where we have comparative advantage? I don't know. The statement did not indicate that, and I was wondering, where is it that we've consistently excelled? But I get the point of the minister saying that, look, we'll not be going there for a jamboree. That probably will not even be advisable.
They always say that. Doctor, let's start it from there. They always say that we're not going in for a jamboree. But the truth is, comparative advantage is relative. Knowing that some of the best sports people right now in Nigeria are not even training in Nigeria, because we know that our track and field athletes are the ones that always try to get us on the podium finish every single time. Most of them are not even in Nigeria. And I think it's a little bit premature from the minister to say this, because several qualifiers that we should have held at the beginning of the year did not hold, ultimately because of COVID-19. And some of the sports that might take us, or that he might be earmarked in that 11, Nigeria has not even qualified for some. We have qualified for some. Of course, we'll be hoping that track and field will do us proud, as they've always done. Basketball, we are also hoping that, but it's almost a given that when Nigeria goes to the Olympics in basketball with Europeans and the USA, it's only once since the 80s has the USA not won Olympic gold at the Olympics. So you look at that and put that into context. It will be difficult if you ask me.
Okay, Aaron, real quickly. I got a couple of views to put. So quick comment.
Yeah.
A great one for Lewis Hamilton. Really very proud. This is the grandson of somebody that worked in the British Underground. It's really, really very inspiring. And for every black person in Britain, I'm sure you're inspired today about that great story of that great man. Secondly, if the minister says that, the minister forgets that Nigeria has a bobsleigh team that inspired the world.
Yes.
So should it be the consideration of where you have comparative advantage, where you can inspire? I mean,
or where
there's a lot I want to say, but there's no time here.